All right, all right. What's up, VC? Just doing another video. I think I'm going to be caught up after this one. I got a few records to listen to still out of the stash that I've been running through since 2023. So that's like 2 years of getting records. So I'm working on it. Today's jersey is brought to you by, or today's attire is brought to you by Radisa Kubrick. When I was in college, he was the number 3 ranked rider in the United States. He was a neighbor of mine. I got to ride with him a lot. He was he was a wild dude, Yugoslavian guy. After his kid was born, I'm talking weeks after, he showed up at a training race with his kid, like in a carrying satchel, and he rode the training race with us with his kid, weeks old, in this satchel thing on his bike. So that kid's gonna grow up pretty fucking cool. But this is the he was racing for Montgomery at the time, and he hooked me up with this jersey. It's super cool. I love this damn thing. It's super bright, so I don't have to worry about getting hit. Well, I do, but the percentages go down. Anyway, enough about that. Good times in Charlotte when I used to live there. Fantastic riding. He never wore a fucking helmet when he rode. And then I started not wearing a helmet because he said, "Oh yeah, it feels so good." I mean, I was young, man, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, this feels amazing." I eventually started wearing a helmet again, but I can see why he liked it. All right, folks, let's get into it. We got the sermon, Jimmy Smith. I picked this one up. I mean, we're getting into the most recent stuff here that I got over the past 2 years. I picked this up at a place in Mooresville. I think it was a pawn shop. And I pulled this out of there. I said, wait a minute, this is an OG. It's not in the best shape, but I do not care. And then, I mean, the record was in horrendous condition. I mean, super dirty. But it's not scratched. It was just super, super dirty. But I did my magic. I've got my own little method about cleaning vinyl, which I get results. Whether you like it or not, I get results. Some people would probably be horrified at what I use and, well, not really how I use it. But anyway, I can't remember what year this came out. Middle 60s, I think. But this is the sermon. This is, if you're in a Jimmy Smith, you need to have this one. Jimmy Smith on organ, Lee Morgan on trumpet, Lou Donaldson and George Coleman on alto saxes. I love George Coleman. I can't find any of his stuff. I don't have any of it. Tina Brooks on tenor sax, Kenny Burrell and Eddie McFadden on guitars, Art Blakey and Donald Bailey on drums. The first side is one song. The second side are 2 songs. Kick ass. I don't have a description for this because I've listened to this record a bunch, and it's awesome. Okay, back into the stuff that actually, was part of the less recent purchases. I believe I got this in Asheville. Hope Asheville is doing good. I have been up there since Helene, and they're getting back to normal. So let's go support them, folks. Go spend money there. It's still an awesome place. And surprisingly enough, a lot of the businesses and restaurants and everything are still open. Unfortunately, the hardest hit areas, those folks are still suffering. But hey, man, go to Asheville, support the place. Pick this up at I think Static Age. We got Charlie Bird top hat featuring Nat Adderley. I've never seen him play with any of the Adderleys. We have Charlie Bird on acoustic guitar, Nat Adderley on cornet, Joe Bird on electric bass, Johnny Ray on drums, and Deepo Indetto on percussion. Oh, let's see. This is on Fantasy with a Prestige Milestone. Nope, Fantasy and Prestige Milestone inner sleeve. That's neat. Old brown Fantasy label there. Charlie Bird, can't go wrong. Can't ever go wrong. What kind of description did I have on this guy? Let's see. This was very diverse. Wicked good on the first side. A little spooky. And some Spanish vibes on the first side. The second was a little prettier and slower. This is a great morning or an evening record. So, yeah, that sounds like it was pretty awesome. All right, we got Dexter Gordon. Jive Fernando. I love the title of this album. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but I love that title of that album. It's a cool little rendering of him on the front as well. Smoking a cig. Oh, Dexter Gordon, tenor saxophone. George Duke, keyboards. Ralph Garrett on bass. Oliver Johnson on drums. Man, these songs are long as hell. 2 songs on the first side, 2 songs on the second side. This is an 81. Jeez, am I even going to try to pronounce this? Chiaroscuro Records. Let's see if you can see that label there. Probably not. Anyway, let's see what it looks like here. Yeah. Neat little label on the vinyl there. This thing is very clean. Wow. I'm pretty sure I like this album. The release date on the album is 81. I don't know when the performance was. Oh, yep. No, I'm not going to be able to get that for you. So, what do we have to say about this? I'm moving a little slow tonight. A long day. This is Smoky Room Slow Bop. Very chill, but it has some solidness behind it. The last track closes upbeat. It's very awesome. That last track on here. So it sounds like more of a more slow, chill vibe. Usually the Dexter Gordon that I have is pretty upbeat. He's very out front. So it's kind of interesting that that's a more chill album. All right, pick this up from Slagle down in Charlotte. Okay, basically I think I've got it's an Ahmad Jamal. Yep. So I've got the Count 'Em High cover, or Count 'Em 88 Ahmad Jamal trio. However, we've got that's an Argo. I've got a frickin' Verve. This thing's all mixed up. I got a Verve sleeve, and then this is actually on 20th Century, and it's Jamalka by Ahmad Jamal. So, I mean, I didn't pay much for this because I said, hey, this thing is all mixed up. I think he had it in his dollar bin, whatever his dollar bin is. There's hardly any dollar bins anymore because of the prices of things, I guess. So I bought it anyway because I don't have Jamalka. It's one of the... I've got a lot of Ahmad Jamal. Looks like I paid $2 for this. But I don't have that one. And I've always wanted to hear that album. Never heard it. This was Soft Rounded Groove Odyssey. And that was under some funkiness. Uh, I don't know what that says. Under some funkiness, okay, it's a soft, rounded groove odyssey. Now, under some funkiness lies typical Jamal. This is accurate, like he knows exactly which key to hit. That's kind of that's kind of his style to me, but this one even more so. He knows which key to hit, where, for how long. Uh, it's just he's really dialing it in on this album. This is an odyssey. This is different from all the other Ahmad Jamals I've heard, so I'm interested to listen to this again. All right, man, I got turned on to this guy a long time ago when I was learning to play guitar. I don't know where I ended up with this. I had it on tape. It was Albert King. And I'm trying to remember which tape I had of his. But anyway, this is Wednesday Night in San Francisco, recorded live at the Fillmore Auditorium. Got this in Asheville as well. I never see any Albert King on vinyl, just old stuff. Albert King on guitar, Willie James Exon on guitar, James Washington on organ, Roosevelt Pointer on bass, and Theotis Morgan on drums. That's a badass name. Theotis. Shit. That's strong as shit. Recorded June 26, 1968. Mixed to and mastered from digital tape using the Mitsubishi X-80 tape recorder. High-tech shit. All right. Enough of that. This is a 1990 press. Stax record. STAX. All right. Oh, and then it says 1990 Fantasy Incorporated. Let's look and see what's in here. Yeah, this is on Stax, STAX. That's what it looks like there. I guess the Fantasy is just getting their credit for them releasing this, possibly. I don't know. I don't get into all that. I buy this stuff for the music, folks. I appreciate other people geeking out on that stuff. I totally respect it. It's awesome. So Albert King, a lot of people said that Jimi Hendrix got a lot of his influence from him, and you can hear it in some of the licks that Hendrix plays from time to time. So that's how I got interested in Albert King, because I love Jimi Hendrix as a guitar player. And I can't remember where I got my Albert King tape from, but I played the shit out of that thing over and over and over and over again. So, what do we have to say about this? It takes a song to warm up, then just what you want it to be. If you're into Albert King, then this is going to be right up your alley. All right, next we've got, I'm not going to say this guy's name correctly, Halu Mergia. He's an Ethiopian keyboardist. I've got a lot of his old stuff that's been re-released on the Awesome Tapes from Africa, which is this as well, label. They've been getting all these old African records, a lot of Ethiopian stuff, and remastering it and re-releasing it. Holy crap, guys. Go to their website. Check them out. Killer stuff. This is a live show. And it says the first new album in 15 years, capturing his live shows seen around the world, featuring his original compositions and arrangements of Ethiopian classics. Here's the Awesome Tapes from Africa label. These guys are saving the world, because this music would have been lost. Or just a lot harder to obtain than it is now. So I'm really excited about what these guys are doing. Unfortunately, I've got his old stuff, and it is mind-blowing. It takes you to another place. Unfortunately, it was disappointing to me. It feels like the magic is gone. I don't know if it's because he's older or what. There was just not enough focus on the keyboards, but even more so, it just feels like that kind of. I'm recalling what the old stuff sounds like. It's just trippy, kind of not spacey, just trippy, spooky. It sounds like it's written in a goddamn dark ass cave. It's crazy stuff. It's awesome, but that magic is gone, and I just did not come away very impressed with that. I usually don't give a yes or no, a thumbs up, thumbs down. So I'll just say that the magic isn't there like it was with the old stuff. So if you see that and you're really into the old stuff, tread carefully there. Next, we've got Dave Brubeck, Compadres, recorded live in Mexico with Jerry Mulligan. It's the Dave Brubeck Trio with Jerry Mulligan. So the thing about the trio was a lot of times that was without Paul Desmond. On this record, this is recorded in Mexico in '68, I think, after they got back from Paris. So it is Dave Brubeck on piano, Jerry Mulligan on baritone sax, Alan Dawson on drums, and Jack Six on bass. This is Stereo Columbia. I think this might be a 2i there. Brubeck, man, there's only like one album of Dave Brubeck that I have that I don't like. Everything else, I'm down. But the trio stuff's really interesting because it doesn't have Paul Desmond. This has got Jerry Mulligan. This is a long description. This starts off slamming. It kind of cooks, which is different from regular Brubeck. Brubeck's pretty laid back, very traditional. I don't want to say uptight, but very straight and narrow. This thing cooks from the beginning. This is very flirty with boundaries on Dave's part. He really gets out there. So maybe Paul keeps him constrained, and if Paul's not in the picture, Dave just goes off. He riffs like I've never heard. I'm talking about Dave still. I've never heard him riff like he does on this album. I'm going to have to listen to this again. Put this aside. The drumming is extra special too. Alan Dawson. He just solid, very good drum performance. Yeah, so the quintet, it sounds like the quartet in '67, this is '68, a year after their first airline tour. This was the second edition of the trio, I believe. So I guess the quartet was on a break, and this is what they did, and this is what Dave did in the meantime, Dave never stopped, I guess. Supposedly Dave was one of the few people in the jazz world that didn't do drugs. Not sure about that. I would be interested to get some feedback on that, whether you folks believe that or not. I feel like I'm a pretty good judge of character. Never met the guy, but seen some interviews and stuff. He seems pretty straight up, but I think he partied. Come on. We got Freddie Hubbard Hubtones. I was very excited to acquire this because I know this is a good record. How did I know that? I think I've just seen it, and I just looked at some reviews like, oh, well, if you get a Hubbard, man, this is a good one. We got Freddie Hubbard on trumpet, James Spaulding alto sax and flute, Herbie Hancock on piano, Reginald Workman on bass, and Clifford Jarvis on drums. 3 songs on the first side, 2 songs on the second side. Can't go wrong. Let's see. Not quite sure when this came out. This is a Blue Note. It's on System Stereo, so here's the original sleeve in there. And then here's the Blue Note. Jeez. Well, I do a really good job of cleaning, but this is pretty clean, not scratched up very much. Yeah. All right. Nice heavy blue note there. Love these records. Good gosh. They hold up. So, never heard this before. This is excellent. It cooks a little. Some of it's slow, but the slow ones only start that way. And this is from 1976, by the way. So, yeah, a solid album by Freddie Hubbard. Who knew? We got Stephanie Grappelli, Django Reinhardt's right-hand man on violin and maybe viola back in the day, but mostly violin, I think, with Bill Coleman. Check that out. This is on the Classic Jazz 24 label. This is recorded in December 1973, a great year. This is a 76 press by Classic Jazz Records. We got Stephanie Grappelli on violin, Bill Coleman on trumpet, Mark Hemmler on piano, Guy Pedersen on bass, and Daniel Humer on drums. Man, what a lineup that is. Oh, let's see what this thing looks like. I don't think I have anything on Classic Jazz. So there's the label. I don't know, like 3 to 4 minute songs. So I was hoping for longer jams on this. But it's Grappelli. It's not going to be bad. There's been a few of his that I've put back. So here we go. There's hints of ragtime, but different stuff. More bebop than normal Grappelli. This is great stuff. It's pretty consistent all the way through. All right, we got Charlie Bird. Y'all know I love Charlie. Guitar Artistry. This looks like a trio setup. Charlie Bird on guitar, Ketter Betts on bass, and Buddy Dippenschmidt on drums. I've seen that lineup on a few other records of his that I have. Oh, let's see. Year? Probably not going to get it. This looks like it was released. It's on Riverside Stereo. Riverside, distributed by ABC Records. Oh, let's see. Nah, I'm not going to be able to find a year for you. So I'll just show you what it looks like. Oh, it's a pretty neat inner sleeve there. There you go. Oh, these songs look like pretty short. There's a couple of fivers. There's a 9:40 on there. Most of them are 2 and 3 minutes. So what did this sound like? This is trio goodness. Intimate, upbeat stuff. Just so pleasing and musical to the ear. Man, I'm rolling through these. This is great. All right. I'm from North Carolina. This guy grew up right near my relatives, up in the mountains, up in Deep Gap. We got Doc Watson, Memories. This is a double album. I don't have any Doc Watson at all, and I picked this up because it's older. This is, oh geez, it's Roman numerals. I'm gonna be embarrassed and say that oh shit. Maybe I wrote it down. No. Oh, we got a gatefold here. Here we go. Hold that up for you. Yeah, it's a little embarrassing. Sorry. I can't tell the year on that. Looks like, if I had to guess, 75, perhaps? Oh, all right. Well, let's see what the records look like. I have them both out of here. The cover was not in the greatest shape. Everything was a little tight. This is on, oh, this is 1979. United Artists. So maybe this is 79. It says that on the inner sleeves here. I feel that to be correct. Oh, 78. Okay. Some interesting labels there. Damn. Very colorful. Yeah, so I have no Doc Watson. I got to see him in concert with his grandson at Reynolds Coliseum here in Winston-Salem. Very special show. That had to be in the 90s sometimes, possibly early 2000s. But, oh, man, it was so good. I'm not sure who all's on this. Oh, let me open it up. It'll probably tell me. Yeah. I'll name a few. Joe Allen on acoustic bass, Merle Watson on dulcimer. That's his son, Merle, who passed away early. Who else was on this? Jim Isbell on drums and percussion. Sam Bush on fiddle. Look at that. Charlotte guy, I believe. Chuck Cochran on bass. Michael Coleman on electric bass. Yeah. All right. Tons of songs on this thing. So I was very happy to get this. So happy. I don't think my description of this is very... Yeah, this is a variety of things of Doc Watson. So, I mean, you heard some of the players. There's electric stuff. There's acoustic stuff. I'm not sure he's doing much solo stuff on there. Probably so. Sorry, I didn't explain it any better than that. But this has a variety of things, Doc Watson, and they are all exceptional. So there you go. All right, last couple here. I don't have any of this guy's stuff, so I was happy to pick this up. This is the new Mel Lewis Quintet live. So on this record, we have, oh man, 2 songs on each side. Excellent. Bill Hardman on trumpet, Kai Winding on trombone, Joe Gallardo on piano, Wilbur Little on bass, and Mel Lewis on drums. Recorded live at the Festival Jazz in Austria, 1979. Man, that's pretty cool. This is on Sandra Music Productions label. Looks like this is pretty cheap too. Interesting. Made in West Germany. All right. So I was excited to get this. I don't have anything with Mel Lewis where he's the leader. I've got him as a player on some stuff. Not much though. I've just not been able to find much of his stuff. So this album cooks like hell. It's slow. There's one slow one on the first side, and I think I just told you there's only 2 songs on each side. So that's always a good sign. There's a slow one on the first side. There's a bluesy ending, maybe on the second side, but it's still upbeat. Very cookie. Cooky. I love that English right there. On the long ones. And there's, 2 long ones, 3 long ones. You got 13 minutes, 5 minutes, 14 minutes, 8 minutes. So yeah, this stuff cooks. If you see that, grab it. You'll like it. All right, I don't have this one in a sleeve, so this may be the only Almeida that maybe I was not that crazy about. The songs look like they're very short. This is on Pickwick, I believe. A product of Pickwick International. Yep. All right. Got original inner sleeve and nice silver label there. Let's see what I had to say about this one. I've been getting into the Alameda lately. Anytime I see his stuff, I pick it up because, I mean, mostly they're all really good. Who's on this? Let's see. Not gonna say, so I'm not sure if this is solo stuff or what, but let's see what the description says. Oh, okay. If Martin Denny played chamber music, fair enough. It was hard to pin this one down. Normally, it's resident Spanish flair, right? Because it's Alameda. I've been getting a lot of his stuff, but this is like easygoing exotica. Don't know why there's not a sleeve for that, an outer sleeve or a jacket, because I'm totally into Martin Denny. This is this is a full band. There's lots of flute, and it flirts with bop. So yeah, I need to give that another listen. Could just be a simple explanation why I don't have a sleeve on there. So that's it, folks. I believe I'm pretty much caught up. Actually, I got some more over here, but man, I'm almost getting caught up. I'm very excited because I've got some stuff that I picked up with Dave last weekend that I'm really excited to put my ears on. And when I do, I'll make some more videos. I need to get caught up on some of the newer albums that I bought. I got a Pinhas. I've got The Men that I picked up. I got a Janet Jackson. So I'm probably going to have to give that a listen because I don't have descriptions on that yet. So yeah, until next time, VC, appreciate you. Have a good one.